Matt and Christina McBride, we live here in Owasso. We have one daughter named Maddie, and she's 5 years old.
We started coming to Discovery about 2.5 years ago from Pam and Micah Thompson. They were the ones who invited us. Coming to this church has been the closest I've ever felt to God. Just through the messages, through the singing, and I just feel the presence of God in this church.
Mother's Day to me is just a day that we can take time out and just thank the moms for all the things that we as men really can't do.
As a mom, it's special when we do have our kids we can spend that time with and love on. And you know, we have Maddie to spend time with, but we also remember the one that is not here to celebrate me and not here to be with me, and that's Nathan. September 3rd, 2014, we had our little baby boy, Nathan, and he was born 4 weeks early. He was born early because of his low heart rate, so they took him very fast. They knocked me out and took him. I didn't even get to see him until the next day, so I didn't really get to have that moment that I always thought I would have with my first baby. And you know, being just laid on my chest and having that initial bond, I had to see him on a camera. He spent a month in the NICU running tests. We could not figure out why his heart rate was so low, and just appointment after appointment, and still just seeing these seizures, not sure what's going on. He's not developing. We just knew something had to be done. There really wasn't too many pediatric neurologists in Tulsa to try out. Our neurologist at the time asked us if we wanted to go to Tennessee. And so that Sunday, we went down in front of the church and had everyone pray for us, and we got in the car and loaded up and went to Tennessee, and by 8 o'clock that night, we had our answer. The doctor said that he had early myoclonic encephalopathy, which is an extremely rare epilepsy disorder. He told us that night that he probably wouldn't make it to his second birthday. So, I mean, I just remember at the time, everyone else in the room crying, and I'm just like asking the questions, like, I'm just like, okay, well, what do we need to do? But as soon as he left, we went into the bathroom and just held each other and just cried, because, I mean, you think when you have your first baby, you think you're going to be able to see him get married one day, so.
And I remember he really told us there's 2 routes we can take. Paraphrasing, he said you can be very extremely cautious and maybe prolong his life a little longer, or you can let God decide when it's time for him to go and love him and live life to the fullest with him, and that's what we chose. He was truly a beautiful soul in a broken body.
When I see the impact that Nathan's life has made and still continues to make, he passed away in 2016, so 21 months old. The fact that we can still share our story and still talk about him, he's still making a difference. Like, he was put on this earth for a reason. Like a couple of my friends would tell me, they pray more because of Nathan. Okay, that's why Nathan was here. That's why he was given to us.
He's so much bigger than how short his life was.
Mm-hmm.
This life's short as it is already, and when you lose a son that young, you realize how quick it is.
No, I don't get to see him running around. He had the curliest hair. I don't get to see that hair and that personality come together. And I don't get to see these little hands that are holding my finger. I don't get to see them push cars and play in the dirt or pick up a baseball bat. I'm not ever going to be able to see that. But as I'm laying there and his machine's hooked up next to me, and I'm hearing him breathe and I'm hearing the machine going, it's like, it was just one of those moments, like, I don't get this, but at least I get this for a little bit. I don't feel any anger towards God. How can I? Sometimes people get scared to ask me about Nathan. They think it's going to upset me and whatnot, but I just can't help but smile when I do talk about him, because he was just beautiful. And he couldn't talk and he couldn't see, but he did more than I think I could probably do in my lifetime, touching people.